and combined together. So, of course, that's something that we're waiting to see how that's going to pan out. But right here on KTN News, we certainly will keep you posted. But for now, would like to change a little bit and go to hot topics. All right, and to handle that part of the conversation is Trix, joined by Quinta this morning, and let's hear what's been hot. So Trix, over to you.
Thank you, Michael. I absolutely love that bumper. Very well put together stuff. But yeah, that's another hot topic. TD Jakes and all the money that you're supposed to pay for that ticket has been trending online. Everybody's asking one another, would you pay 70,000, 75,000 shillings for a ticket? I would if I had it. Would you, Quinta?
Is that a trick question?
No, it's a question.
You could be asking me and all my daughters are probably watching.
So if you say yes, then like, oh, so this lady has money.
She has money and she doesn't want to pay us. And after this, my banks will come after me now.
Well, introducing Quinta Mbori, a regular panelist here on Hot Topics, is going to join us as we tackle the latest news in the entertainment industry, as well as what's being covered in the Pulse and the Nairobian. So that's a very interesting conference right there. And somebody was asking me, who do you think is making the money? Is it TD Jakes? So the organizations behind it. My money is on the organizations. He probably just has his rates and he's coming to do his thing and go away. But yeah.
Would I pay 75,000? On a serious note, would I pay 75,000 to attend a conference? It depends. Maybe it depends on who is coming.
Not for Jakes.
For Jakes.
Yeah. Who would you pay 75,000?
I would like to know what the conference defines as their success.
Yeah.
Maybe that would determine whether I would pay the 75,000 or not. But if I want to see TD Jakes, I follow him on Instagram.
On YouTube, everywhere.
YouTube, and
shouldn't be sad if you can't attend and see him in person. That's why we have the magic of the internet and everything.
We have his books. So I don't think people should bend over backwards trying to...
But then no judgment for those who want to.
Of course not. They say one man's meat is another man's. No, is that really applicable? You
cut your coat
according to your size. So maybe somebody's coat is big enough to sustain that. So why not? We are not judging. I don't think we are here to judge anyone. So how have you been?
I've been good. We have missed you. I think it's been weeks since I saw you. I don't know what you've been up to. Please update us and give us tips on how to...
It has been good. Somebody say that a change is as good as a break.
A change is as good as a break.
So I took a break. Much needed break. I hadn't rested the whole year and I figured I needed it.
Yeah, he definitely did.
Yes, I did a lot of things. Just give me a few more months and we'll be able
to
see what I've been working on.
We're always up to stuff. So I'm pretty curious, and it's good that it's usually good for women. Very pro-women, very feministic endeavors, usually very inspiring. Now, let's get on to some of the topics that are making headlines. And South Africa has been making the headlines in all the wrong ways all week. First of all, with the increased spat of rape cases and, misogyny that has been indicated by the rapes and murders of various victims. And one of the biggest trends online today is xenophobia, say no to xenophobia, as well as Am I Next, which has to do with women from South Africa asking if they're the next rape victims, because it seems nothing can stop you, whether your age, your political inclination. Every female person seems to be a target in that Southern African family, country, and retaliation has been ongoing. What do you think about that, Corey?
I look at it in two ways. When it comes to high conflict areas, we normally have women and children being the highest culprits. And whether it is in South Africa or South Sudan or Nigeria, actually the women, they end up bearing the brand, and they have to suffer extremely because, first of all, because of who we are and the fact that maybe we are not in a position to deal with that situation at that particular time.
Right.
So it's quite unfortunate that just like we saw what happened in post-election violence in Kenya, anytime there's a conflict, women really have to suffer. It's quite unfortunate.
It's quite unfortunate. And the very predictable bit of this sort of conflict is retaliation. Because even when you go back to the post-election violence in 2007, it was tit for tat. This region targets a certain group, forgetting that their people are in another region, and then there's retaliation, and before you know it, it's a vicious cycle with no end.
And you know, we are the weaker sex, in terms, physically speaking. Yes, in terms of physical strength, we are the weaker sex. So there are certain things that maybe we are not able to do.
And you have to protect your kids.
Our children, yes. We always have our children. We are not saying that the men do not think about the children, but ours is on another level. But then when you talk about the xenophobia that has been happening in South Africa, I've never been to South Africa myself. And but I've had a lot of horror stories coming from there, from people who have been there,
who have lived.
And you know, just yesterday we were having a very good conversation with some of my church members. Yes, I go to church. I know if Stevens was here, he would have probably raised an eye like, you do? Yes, I go to church. So we're having a conversation with some of my church members who have lived and worked in South Africa.
Right.
And they were saying that they were telling us how the capital city actually is almost like a ghost city because of what has been happening over the years. And people really have to deal with a lot of violence and the consequences that come with it. And normally the targets are the expats. Yes, and having been an expert myself in a different country, it really got to me that I know in Kenya we really
we're very welcoming.
There are lots of things that don't work right.
Yeah, but
some of our systems actually don't work.
I totally agree with you.
In terms of vices like corruption, we probably rank our index. We rank pretty low, but there are many other aspects that we need to celebrate as Kenyans, and that is how we actually tolerate our people who come to live with us. I think at the end of the day, Kenyans are very hardworking, and for them to, just invite, for somebody to manage to, break that wall and be able to work in the same spaces with them. I think it's all about just recognizing that this person is talented. And to us, it's a non-issue.
We're very open, we are accommodating, we are hospitable. As they say, it's not propaganda. We are actually quite accommodating.
I worked and lived in Tanzania.
Yes.
And in as much as you know that story, goes, so in as much as there were very good stories that came from there, but I can tell you for free, the moment you walk into a neighborhood, the following day everybody knows who you are, and they really want to know exactly what you are up to. And I think in Kenya we have been criticized. We mind our business. We welcome foreigners. And we recognize the economic value that they bring over to the country. And owing to that sort of those xenophobic attacks that have actually cost the lives of 5 immigrants who are settling there doing business, we had Julius Malema coming out to strongly condemn those attacks, saying that this is self-hate, because when a white person sets up a company, an Indian person sets up a company in this particular country, nobody is up in arms. But then when the poor little Ethiopian, Somalian, Kenyan, whoever comes and sets up a shop, just a small community shop right there, everybody's eager to attack them. So this is a much deeper issue that I think the whole continent needs to be aware of, because it's now crossing borders. In Nigeria, we have had now retaliatory attacks. South Africa businesses are being targeted, MTN and a few others. ShopRite, absolutely. And even in Kenya, when you go online, everybody's like, then I'm not going to ShopRite anymore, you see. So these are conversations that we have to be had across the boundaries. And on page 7 of the Pulse today, we're having putting hate on a banner. Now, this has to do with musicians and entertainers boycotting events in South Africa. We're being told there isn't beef between Burna Boy and AKA highlighted the tension that the xenophobia attacks in South Africa, how in showbiz circles, even as a host of other artists take a stance against the hate crimes that are ongoing, and what you can see right there on your screen right now. Well, I'm really happy that that is happening, that we're able to call out evil when it's happening.
Yes.
And, artists are influential people. They command a huge following all over the world. So their take about this would really go a long way. So I'm glad that they're condemning it. I condemn it myself.
Yeah.
And I think everybody should, because what's happening is it's a brother fighting against brother killing a brother. Somebody say that, where did I read that? That why are blacks killing blacks? I don't know.
It makes no sense.
It makes no sense
we
at all.
already have a lot stacked against us. We don't need to be killing each other, but it boils down to some deeper set issues that we need to be going down, particularly in those affected countries. Tiwa Savage said, I refuse to watch the barbaric butchering of my people in South Africa. This is sick. For this reason, I will not be performing at the upcoming DSTV Delicious Festival in Johannesburg. And of course, Burna Boy had his own sentiments on that, and he was not sparing. He used quite a bit of cuss words right there just to condemn that. Words. Now, before we run out of time...
Are we about to run out of time? I want to say one more thing, Trixie. Yes. You know, sometimes I ask myself, is there anything I should be thankful about being in Kenya?
Yeah.
Yes. Peace.
Peace,
yes. Yeah.
When we have it.
Oh, yes, when we have it. Right now, I think we're enjoying quite a huge amount of it. So, yeah, we should be thankful about that.
Absolutely.
And for the artists to come up, think about long-lasting solutions, not just boycotting and, you know, posting their sentiments on social media.
But I really love that the EFF, that is usually speaking out for the common wananchi in South Africa, actually came out strongly to condemn these particular incidences. And they say they don't even care if they lose voters, just to pass on this message that this is wrong. Now, let's move on to the Nairobian man. This story has been making headlines for weeks, and there's always a new twist.
It has refused to die.
Please get us into it.
It has refused to die. You know, we always say that in media, in general, when the woman is the one who is under fire, more often than not, and it's negative news, it's news that is hitting below the belt, it can drag on for months on end. So yes, this story has been dragging on. It has refused to die. And the Nairobian has actually retrieved some files from the archives.
Wow.
Yes, so we have some cold cases going on here. and basically there's just been a profile of other high-profile divorce cases and how what gets them to get that messy.
Yeah, so the biggest obviously is the latest and what's currently ongoing, Kenya's dirtiest divorce case right now. But then they're giving us more. We have Naslin Omar
right there. Yes, Naslin Omar.
Who else is making...
we have Raphael Tuju also. The divorce case of the Eldoret businessman Jackson Kibor. Yes.
And you know, the headline is also very cheeky. They said Sirikali.
Sirikali, yes, It's definitely deep secrets.
Deep secrets coming out in court cases, and we understand that there were videos that were being played. Some of the evidence, it was advised that should not be put out in the public eye. But then I think it's...
You know, coming from having been married myself, sometimes I joke about this with my husband, and I tell him, you know, some of these things, the dirty laundry that we air when things hit the wall,
apart,
sometimes we treat it like casually. For example, there was a divorce case that we handled. Somebody was actually complaining that their spouse doesn't shower. I mean, when you have this in a normal conversation, it's not a big deal.
But then
until you get to this level, and then all of a sudden you're surprised that everybody has to know that, really.
But then you're trying to justify why you cannot stand that
you will
marriage.
Use every other little excuse you can come about, including not
showering,
washing
hygiene.
Hygiene, not washing utensils or not washing whatever.
It's absolutely unfortunate that we have to be, but I also think it points to a bigger issue, which is marriages and what qualifies for a marriage. Is the traditional setup, if you do the whole ceremony and you chew Mira as she's claiming to have done, does that in fact make a marriage? Because clearly now she has to prove it, and she's going to great lengths to prove that she was married.
Which is quite unfortunate anyway. So you need to, I think ladies, women out there, you need to please put your house in order. If you have no papers, go to the
registrar. Make it official to avoid this type of thing. Now, any other story
the other story that has also refused to die is that of Pastor Nganga.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, a while back I remember there was news doing rounds that he was depressed and indeed wanted to commit suicide. But now he has come out and condemned that strongly, claiming that there's no way he can die right now. He has so much wealth. He has a house with a swimming pool. He has very expensive watches. There's no way he's going to leave that behind.
That's what he's living for. I mean, one of our panelists earlier on said there are people who are in a church somewhere thinking that they're worshiping God, and I think this was the illusion that he was making. Because from the treatment, when you see the clips coming out of this, how your leader, your spiritual father is treating you in front of a whole congregation should tell you, I mean, there's something not right.
You know the funny bit, Trixie, is, the reporter who did this story actually asked him about the sentiments of his flock. What do they feel about all of this? And he said, those people love me. My people love me. It is the media that is messing up my name. But my flock, they're very happy with me because some of them came into my church as paupers. They came with matuta. But right now they have houses, they have cars. So their lives have actually changed. He says, his flock don't really mind giving him, say, $500,000. It's not a problem.
Wow.
In the fact, he said, Nganga said that he doesn't want to commit suicide. He's about to go on a holiday in the United States. If you want to get more of that, I think you need to grab a copy of the Nairobi. There's a lot of juice, yes, a lot of juice in there.
Yeah, absolutely. And that winds up hot topics. There's a lot more on. Well, if you have one more, if you had one more story,
I don't know if there's anything we need to talk about.
There's so much on the pulse. So much on the pulse. There's the pulsar also that is, we don't have it here, but it's free, it's out. Get to read that and find out what's making headlines. That messy divorce and many other messy divorce for prominent people in Kenya is a top story on the Nairobian. And of course, if you want to know the latest on what Pastor Nganga is up to, you need to be reading the Nairobian today also. But of course, that winds up hot topics. Queenie Mbori, it's always a signer. It's always a pleasure.
I was waiting for that.
It's always a pleasure having you here, of course. And it was a two-lady panel, but I think we've made it work.
I know.
Yeah, absolutely. Now,
we don't need the men. We can actually have this next week.
We can do it. Now, over to that sad bit of news that